calls start coming in for me to speak publicly, and I wouldn't do it. I was like, no way, how could I ever get up and tell my story after all the mistakes I made? So I didn't do it. As many offers that came in, I rejected them all, and all I would focus on was the one negative article that would get written every once in a while. I'd say, you see, my past will always haunt me, and I focused on the problem. As the story goes, I was out for lunch with Dicaprio one day, and we were talking, and some of his friends were there, and there was a couple of them. They were having some issues themselves with the movie they were trying to get made. And Leo's like, come on, you're a motivator. I read the book. You're like, come, you can really do this stuff. Get us motivated. Talk to us. So I started going to my motivational rap and the whole thing about taking action and looking at your problem and not looking at your problem, looking at the solution. And they're like, Jesus, that's really inspiring. So you got to go on the speaking circuit. And like, all the stuff in my past. Who would want to listen to a guy like me? He's like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Everyone wants to hear this. They want to hear the guy who never made a mistake. It's the guy who made the mistake that you can learn from, the guy who came back and you see the lessons. That's what inspires people. So he said, I'm going to write you a letter. And he wrote me this amazing letter, because it was really about the guy that I was then versus the guy I used to be. And he sent the letter out, and the response was overwhelming, and yet still, I was reluctant to go out and speak, and I'll tell you why. There were two reasons. Number one, it was true that I could motivate any person, like I said, regardless of age, race, so on and so forth, but I didn't know how. I did not know how I was doing it. I was running what's called an unconscious strategy. Sometimes we do things really, really well, but we do them so well, we don't even know how we're doing them. We just have a strategy. It flows, it comes from inside you. You don't have to think about it. So I wasn't sure how I was doing it. And the second thing, and just as important, was the fact that I did some things really, really wrong. And I didn't want to go out there and glamorize my past. If I know those things, what caused me to have the great success and what caused me to crash and burn, that's something that I could distill down to its essence and share with people, whether it's in an hour or a couple of days. Of course, it's better if it's a couple of days, because I could do it experientially, get people to move through some of these techniques and strategies versus just talking about it. But either way, I needed to know the essence of it, both ways, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So what I did is I sought myself a guru, not an Indian on a hill, but those gurus. This is a guy who is literally the founder of the modern day self-development industry, and his name is Dr. Richard Bandler. And he invented a technology called neuro-linguistic programming. And what it was is the study of success, the study of modeling. What makes people succeed? What makes people fail? What are the techniques? How does the brain work? The psychology of success. That being said, I went down to Bandler, total immersion, stayed there, and I tapped his brain, and it changed my life.